So Java in the thread means actually you can say a part of your process. Suppose here in our general life, thread means धागा हिंदी में बोलते हैं. Okay, so we in our programming language, in our computer system, whenever you are executing the system, when you are using your computer or mobile or whatever, okay, so there are several programs are executing in your system parallel. Okay, like in your mobile phone, suppose you are doing your suppose you are using your WhatsApp application. In the meantime, suppose one phone call comes, then automatic that phone call application starts and showing the caller name, okay, or caller identity, so that you pick up that phone. So during that, when you talk with the caller, so at the time the other application what you were using, that is temporarily temporarily not stopped, paused. Okay, suppose you are using your WhatsApp and phone call came. So phone call during phone discussion, your WhatsApp screen goes to background, but the application is running. Okay, so that type of scenario is called multi-processing, multiple task or multitasking. You can say multiple tasks. If you can execute parallelly, though, then that is called multitasking. Suppose suppose you have a two hand. Okay, you have two hand, and in one hand you are writing, and in another hand you are doing some other work. Okay, that means you are the, suppose if you are a system, then your two hands are two separate, that is working separately, and two different tasks it is doing at a time, particular time. So then that is called multitasking. And your brain is sharing because of your brain, all the things are working in your body. So your brain is sometimes looking to your right hand, sometimes looking to your left hand for two different tasks. So that is, a time is given to each task, a particular fraction of second or whatever is giving to a particular task. Similarly, in the computer system, when we are, suppose we are starting the operating computer, so many applications are running in the background. Okay, so each application, when it is in running state, then we are saying that it is processing. Something is processing. Okay, that this processing what we are using so many times in our day-to-day life. Processing means currently it is executing. Okay, suppose the two task is given to two different persons, and they are working their task, the particular task, then each person is processing their task. Okay, similarly in the system, you can say that is called multi-processing. Multi-processing means multiple processes are can be handled by your system. So that is called multi-processing. Then multitasking. Multitasking means multiple tasks can be handled by a particular processor. Then that is called multitasking. Okay, your operating system, when Windows operating system is, you can say, multitasking operating system. Means suppose you are opening a here. Suppose I have opened PowerPoint, and also I have opened Microsoft Word. Okay, there are two tasks are currently processing. Suppose in Microsoft PowerPoint, I am showing the slides. In Microsoft Word, I have given the printout to print something. Okay, so two different applications with two different tasks are running. So sometimes, suppose you see in the web browser, in Internet Explorer, suppose, or Mozilla Firefox or Chrome, you are opening multiple tabs. Okay, to open multiple different websites, multiple tabs you are using. So that if the application is your Chrome, then multiple, each tab is one process. Okay, one process or one task. Okay, in each task, each page, you are opening separate websites. Okay, so that is called also, you can say, multitasking. But now here we discuss Java threads. Thread is nothing but a multitasking system. Okay, not exactly multitasking. It is one application with multiple processes. One application with multiple processes means same work will be done with different uh, threads. Okay, each one is called one thread. Just see here, the in the computer system, in the in our Java application, whatever till now we have done, that is your single threaded program. In that is, here you have defined, you are defining a class. Inside the class there is a main function, main method. In main method you are executing. So this thread is started here. Then when it reaches to main, the thread execution started begins. Then the body of the program, then when this callibus end receives, then it ends the thread. So till now, whatever programs you have done in Java in this semester, that is your single threaded application. Today we will discuss the multi-threaded application. Okay. So what is multi-threaded? Multi-threaded means here, suppose the main thread is there. Inside the main thread, that is, this is your main thread. Inside the main thread, two applications. One is, sorry, three. Thread A, thread B, thread C are running under main thread. So parallelly, these are running. So this main thread sharing the time to each thread for some time hour. Okay, so thread, when after one thread processing some part of the process, then second thread will start. Then during that second thread, it takes time, give time for second thread, and after that third thread. But it does not mean that after completion of all the tasks of thread A, it will start thread B. No, when means the time slot is given to each thread. Okay, each thread is getting some time. During that time, whatever steps it is processed, after that process, your main thread will share the time to other threads. Okay, so this is multi-threading program screen. This is one scenario. Now see here, a single and multi-thread process. In single thread process, that is, here one thread is running, one application is running. In a multi-thread, that is, under a main thread, that sub-threads are running. So multiple instruction stream. Here single instruction stream. Okay, so this is your scenario of single and multi-threaded processes. Then another, see here, multi-threaded server. Multi-threaded server means like you are using your ERP application. Suppose our ERP server is there. So at a time, suppose you are opening your some one particular screen, suppose library module or whatever module you have opened. At a time, multiple students can open that application. But in the system, only one application is there. That application are running in the threading mode. Means for each user, for each client, one page is showing. Like suppose we are using your Google app. Okay, any Google's website. Suppose all are using Google websites parallelly. So, but application is written one time, and one application is there in the Google server. That application you are accessing from your client machine. So this screen says that the server thread is there. So through the internet, client one processing, client two processing. These are separate processes. So here we can say this is multi-threading environment in the cloud. So another example, web or internet application serving many users simultaneously. So internet server, PC client, then this is another device, this is another device. Okay, So these are the different devices are accessing to the internet through the local internet access server to the internet. So this is another example of simultaneously use of the web server. Okay, in web server, multi-threading applications are designed to open that similar same application by multiple users at a time, and they will do the task separately. So modern application needs threads. So nowadays, whatever applications are designed, used in the IT environment, that is multitask, multi-threading applications. So here, modern application needs threads. That is a editing and printing documents in background. So here, this user is printing something as well as using edit one file. Okay, that is editing and printing. Two threads are run by the system, so that is multiple threads. So here another example, multi-threaded parallel file copy. So here from this is your disk, from disk to this file is copying that another again, this is your separate storage space, another file is copying. This is one example also of multi-threaded parallel file copy. So level of parallelism, this thing actually not in your you may or may not understand this. Just see here level of parallelism. First is your operating system here, CPU, then the compiler, then the threads, then the sockets. So this is the thing process. So suppose task I1, task I plus 1. These are the different tasks. So say function 1 and function 2, function 3, all these are divided by different tasks. Okay, and this is the compiler is doing this thing. This is the compiler environment and CPU, what multiplication and addition, whatever doing there. Okay, this is your level of parallelism. Multiple threads can be executed at a time. So next, what are threads? Threads is nothing but a piece of code that run in concurrent with other threads. Okay, at a time, multiple concurrently, that part of code will run with another part of code. Okay, each thread is statically ordered sequence of instructions. Each thread having its code sequence, accordingly, they will run their codes sequentially, separately, without any depend on the other thread. Okay, threads are being extensively used express concurrency on both single and multiprocessor machine. Okay, so this thread can be used in single operating system or multiprocessor operating system. Okay, programming a task having multiple threads of control. Programming a task of multiple threads of control, that is called multi-threading or multi-threading programming, multi-threaded programming. The programming which is having multiple threads of control, that is called multi-threaded programming or multi-threading. So in Java, Java has built-in thread. There is a built-in thread class that is supports for multi-threading. In Java, that is built-in. Okay. So synchronization concept also there. Synchronization means between the different threads, they will synchronize each other. Okay. So that concept also we will learn. Thread scheduling. So there you may schedule the threads, means give the priority to particular thread so that that thread can be executed fast. Okay, that is called thread scheduling. How the threads will be executed, one after one or one after, means it will take it will give some time for it thread one, for some that same time for thread two, same time. So whether it is divided by time or what, that is called thread scheduling. Then inter-thread communication. There are so many methods are there using which we can communicate the between the threads, inter-threads. These are the words which will be used. So now you just overlook this. We will discuss some inter-like thread communication methods later. Okay. So Java garbage collector is low priority thread. We have discussed about the garbage collector. Garbage collector in Java, automatically the memory clears when the you are exit from the method or function or whatever. Okay, so that clearance is called Java garbage collector. So your Java runtime JRE is giving less priority to Java garbage collector. This is one example. So this next see your threading mechanism. Threading mechanism means create a class that extends the thread class. Create a class that extends the thread class. That is called what we will create a class where we will extend a thread class. Another method is creating a class that implements the runnable interface. We will see there are two methods to apply the threading in Java. One is extending the thread class, another is implementing the runnable interface. You know, when we are using a class in another class, we are deriving a class in another class, that is called extending. Okay, inheritance mechanism. So but when we are using an interface in another class, we derive an interface in another class, then that we are there we are writing implements that interface name. Okay, so here we see one the thread, then under that my thread. Okay, runnable my class thread. These are the mechanisms. Okay, so now come to what is a thread. Individual and separate unit of execution that is part of a process. Particular part process having separate unit that individually they will execute, that is called thread. Multiple threads can work together to accomplish a common goal. Okay, multiple threads, suppose your group has given a task to complete it, a particular task having some subtasks. Your group will divide that task into subtasks, and you will do individually, and again at last you will gather all the task completion completed work, then you submit it. That is called multi-threaded application, where each thread will process its own and finally submit to the main thread. Okay, so for example, video game example, one thread for graphics, one thread for user interaction, one thread for networking. Three threads, suppose in the video game, one thread is used for graphics, one thread for user interaction, and one thread for networking. This is the pictorial diagram of this video game. So the total is one main thread. Under main thread, video thread is there, interaction thread is there, networking thread. They are running independently. They are not dependent on anyone, any each other. So what is advantages? Advantages: easier to program. In the Java, easier to program. One thread per task. Okay, can provide better performance. The Java threading can provide better performance. Threads only run when needed. Threads only run when needed. No polling to decide what to do. No polling, that is what to do, that are not which thread will be called, that is not task of us. Multiple threads can share resources. Single or multiple resources can be shared by multiple threads. Okay, used by multiple threads. Suppose you are using your application, somebody using another application, and the common resource, that is the storage or printer or database, that is your resources. So that resources can be parallelly used by the multiple threads application. Utilize multiple processor if available. If multiple processors are there in the system, it also will utilize. Next disadvantage is multiple threads can lead to deadlock. Multiple threads can lead to deadlock. Students don't write these things, just listen it. I'll share the slides. Okay. Multiple threads can lead to deadlock. Then there are chances of a deadlock. Deadlock means if at a particular time period, if there is no functioning and system is busy for a particular task and it is not sharing to others, then that environment is called deadlock. Another example is, suppose there is a breeze. There is a breeze inside from breeze. There are two, and that breeze is suppose made for single vehicle transfer from way to one side to another side. Suppose two vehicles entered from two different sides, and at the middle of the breeze, they are opposite to each other. At that time, suppose one vehicle is not interested to move back, and another vehicle is requesting to the previous vehicle to go back so that I can enter, I can exit. So if that other one will not listen, so that type of situation is called deadlock. Similarly, in the system, there are several times you might have seen your system is going to hang due to some reasons. Okay, sometimes that hang situation slowly it is clearing. Sometimes you are by force you are switching off the system. Okay, that may be called deadlock because multiple applications needs single resource and that resource cannot be shared by multiple applications. That is one example. So multiple threads can lead to deadlock. So much more on this later. So we will discuss later. Overhead of switching between threads. Unnecessarily switching from one to another thread, that is another disadvantage. So now come to how to create threads. So how to create threads in Java? There are, as I told you, there are two methods. One is extending thread class. Another is implementing runnable interface. First we will see the extending thread class. Then we will see implementing runnable interface. First, let us see extending the thread class. Extending the thread class means the extend keyword we will use, and thread class is already there, which is recognized by your compiler. So we will use that thread class, and inside our class we will redefine the different methods which are available in the thread class. So if we redefine that method inside a class which is already defined in the parent class, then that concept is called, sorry, recording was stopped, nobody. So in this program here, class output extends thread. The thread is extended in the output class, and to say is a string data member, and this output is your constructor method, constructor of this class, output class. So inside the output class, here it is receiving a string and assigned to say variable. Then this method over, constructor is definition over. Now this is the important point. Run method is redefined. Public void run. Public void run. So run method must be defined if you are extending the thread class. Okay, you are writing the multi-threading program. So inside the run method, whatever you will run, that task will run for one time. That task will run one time for each thread. And see here, inside the try block, we have already learned that exception handling program. Here we have written the code, the exception handling mechanism. So try, catch, then this thing. So inside the try block, this is your important. For semicolon, semicolon. What is this? What do we mean by this? For Nothing is there. Semicolon, semicolon. So here, this program is here run method is there, and here this infinite loop is there, and in infinite loop the to say will be printed and wait for 1000 millisecond. So this will run. So here this output one one object is created, thr2 object is created, and the hello is the to say value of thr1. There is the to say value of thr2. So thr1 dot start means here it will run into when we use the dot start method, then indirectly it will call the run method, which is written inside the extended thread class. So this will execute for this, and this will execute for this one also. But because of it is multi-threading application, so each thread will get separate time for execution. So now let us compile and the thread demo program. Okay, so no error. Now let us execute. See here, hello is coming, there is coming, hello is coming, there is coming, hello coming, there coming. Then 10,000 millisecond is waiting. Okay, so after separate parallelly it is running. Parallelly it is running. But remember, every time it is not necessary that hello and there will come one by one. It may sometimes due to some reason another the second thread will come to before the first thread. Okay. So here, because of there is no termination logic is written, so it will not terminate. So we will stop it using Control C. Control C. If you press Control C, then it will stop the execution of the your program. Okay. So today we have seen the creating the thread, the inheriting the thread that using extends, then redefine the run method inside the redefine inside the extended class, and use the start method to call the run method of the for a respective thread. Okay. So next class we will discuss how to the another method, that is implementing the thread. Okay, that we will see in the next class. And now just see here. Execute this program so that here uh, uh, if the question is, suppose here, just see, in the thread is extended in my thread called run1, and here this run method is defined, and in the run method I have written running message, and in the main method then it is called it is created the t1 object or reference. So through t1 I am trying to start it. So now start is running. So this once it is started, if it you will not terminate, then it will not terminate. So now after that, so here uh, because this is run started and there is only single process is will execute. So here after running it will stop. Now see here t1 dot start. So again, without closing, if I start it, then it will show the error, runtime error. Now before P1 is alive is a method, it will return true or false. Okay. So run method also you can call directly, but remember it will not create secondary thread. It just run the current thread. Okay. Now let us execute, compile and execute thread call run one. See here, the error came. So what message it has come? Before true. Before is alive, true. Is alive method is returning true. Okay. Before is message true. Then start. So here the thread started. Okay, thread started, this is thread created, then started means running, and after before alive also showing, but it is not necessary that running will should show before alive. So first it is showing before true, then running. After that, because of we have started the same thread using start, but it is not stopped. Say that's why a runtime error has come. Okay, exception in thread. That is one exception. If I stop this, if I comment this, then let us see. T1 start, T1 run. Is there any separate run is executing or not? Before true, running. Same thread is running. Here remember, for start and run, these are two separate methods called, but same method cannot be called. Okay, and here only running is called here when we run the start, and running also called by run method. Okay, so these are the two programs where we have seen just how to use start method. If can we repeatedly write the start method one by one? No. Answer is no, because already the start method is called and it is processing. Okay.